The text finally comes in, the one you kept checking for, and your chest tightens before you even read it. The iMessage sits on your lock screen while you scroll past it twice. You wait for the typing bubble to disappear. You tell yourself you are deciding what to say. Then you turn the phone face down on the bed. Not because you stopped wanting them, but because answering suddenly feels like stepping into something you cannot get out of. That is the part people miss. You can want contact and still feel trapped by the moment it becomes real. The message is not just a message anymore. It is a door opening. And somewhere in your body, a door opening can feel like losing the option to stay hidden. So you delay. Not to play games, not because you are cold, because the same connection you hoped for now comes with a cost your body noticed before your words did. So if the wanting is real, why does your mind react like the closeness is a threat? You can be warm all day, then get home and feel your whole body go quiet. Your work shoes land sideways by the apartment door. Your bag drops on the chair, and one harmless message waits while you stand there, too tired to become reachable again. You tell yourself, I'm just tired, but the deeper truth is sharper. Answering feels less like connection and more like opening another bill. Because some contact does not arrive as comfort, it arrives with homework. Now you have to choose the right tone. You have to sound interested, but not needy. Honest, but not heavy. Available, but not too available. So the silence is not random. It is a calculation your body makes before you do. Connection feels good when you can show up as yourself. It feels expensive when you have to perform being easy to love. That is why being alone can feel cleaner than being wanted. Not happier, just cleaner. No explaining, no translating, no waiting to see if your real answer was too much. And if closeness once made needing people feel foolish, distance can start to look intelligent. You call someone in your family because you are having a bad day, and within 2 minutes, your thumb is tracing the edge of the kitchen counter while you wish you had never said anything. You wanted comfort, but the call turns into advice you did not ask for, or a comparison to someone who has it worse, or a reminder of everything they have already done for you, so your voice gets smaller. You say, "Yeah, you're right." You laugh a little just to get out clean. And the next time you are scared, lonely, or close to caring too much, you say, "I'm fine," because needing someone has started to feel like handing them a receipt they can use against you. That is the learned prediction. If I need you, I may regret it. Not because everyone is unsafe, because one familiar pattern taught your body to treat asking as the risky part. In the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, psychologist Jeffrey A. Simpson at the University of Minnesota found in 1992 that in a study of 83 dating couples waiting for a stressful, anxiety-provoking task, avoidant women sought less support from their partners as their anxiety increased, while secure women sought more. That is the strange part. Stress does not always make you reach out. If support has felt expensive before, stress can make your hand pull back. The study helps explain the kitchen counter moment. The more exposed you feel, the more your body may decide that asking for comfort is the dangerous part. So you stop asking before anyone can correct you. You make the joke before anyone can pity you. You say you were tired when the truth is more embarrassing. You needed softness and got managed. On the drive home, your thumb hovers over the steering wheel button while you replay the way one coworker said, "Yeah, no worries," a little too flat. By the time you reach the red light, you have also checked the delayed reply from your friend, the Slack ping from your manager, the group chat that kept moving without you. Nothing terrible happened, but your mind has spent the whole afternoon turning small signals into evidence. That is why being alone can feel so relieving. Not because you hate people, because every person comes with a signal to read. A pause, a tone, a late reply, a message with a period where they usually use an exclamation point. And now one small conversation can feel like another shift you never clocked in for. This is not just overthinking in your room at midnight. The world trains it all day. Your boss, your friends, your family, the person you like, the person you are trying not to like too much. They all arrive through the same little stream of pings, dots, silences, and half-warm replies. So your mind starts treating ordinary contact like weather radar, always checking for a storm. The exhausting part is not the conversation. The exhausting part is monitoring what the conversation might mean. That is the line. Social contact stops feeling simple when every detail feels like data you could be punished for missing. So when you finally get quiet, it can feel like relief. No tone to decode, no delay to interpret, no invisible mood to manage from the driver's seat while the light turns green. You are not avoiding connection because you want an empty life. You may be avoiding the second job that starts the moment someone else becomes emotionally important. You open the dating app for 2 minutes, see the same kind message from the person who has actually been consistent, and close it before you answer. They are not playing games. They are not disappearing. They are not making you beg for scraps. And somehow, your body starts treating their steadiness like a trap. Because if you answer, you can already feel it starting. You become the checker, the tone reader, the person who explains one extra sentence just to make sure nothing sounds wrong. You start editing yourself before they have even asked for anything. That is the darker layer. Sometimes you are not only afraid they will leave, you are afraid of who you become while trying to make them stay. Closeness can feel dangerous when it pulls you out of your own center. Not because the other person is bad, because caring can make you start negotiating with yourself in tiny ways. You say yes when you wanted a quiet night. You soften a boundary before it is even challenged. You act casual while your stomach is already keeping score. So pulling back is not always about rejecting the person. Sometimes it is your last private attempt to stay intact. You are not avoiding closeness. You are looking for a connection where your body does not brace when someone gets near, where answering does not feel like signing away your calm, where being wanted does not make you smaller. You leave the group chat open while everyone else keeps talking, and your thumb rests over a half-written, "haha, yeah," you already know you will delete. For a few minutes, the silence feels clean. Nobody is asking you to explain your mood. Nobody needs you to match the room. Nobody can pull you into being available on command. Then the conversation keeps going. Someone sends a meme. Someone changes the subject. And now the relief has a bruise in it, because part of you is glad no one needs anything, and another part is quietly hurt that no one checked if you disappeared. That is the difference people miss. Space is not always the same thing. Sometimes space is chosen. You leave the conversation, make dinner, take a shower, and your body feels more like yours afterward. There is no little pit in your stomach. There is no story forming about how everyone moved on too easily. That kind of quiet restores you. But sometimes the quiet has tension inside it. You do not reply, but you keep checking the thread. You tell yourself you wanted to be left alone, but your chest stays braced for proof that leaving made you irrelevant. Avoidance feels like relief before contact, and guilt after silence. That is the line. The same canceled plan can be self-respect or self-protection. The same unanswered message can be peace or a test you did not admit you were running. And your body usually knows which one it is before your explanation catches up. At night, you are brushing your teeth when the message preview catches in the corner of the bathroom mirror. You keep brushing longer than you need to. Toothpaste foam gathers in the sink, not because the answer is hard, because answering would mean admitting you are not only tired. I'm tired is the clean story. People understand tired. Tired does not make you explain why one kind message can feel like pressure in your ribs. But there is a difference between space that gives you back to yourself and space that keeps you from being reached. Rest has an aftertaste of relief. Avoidance has an aftertaste of checking. If you feel clearer after stepping away, that is space. If you feel tense before contact and guilty after silence, that is bracing. So the question is not, do I need more alone time? The harder question is, what happens inside me when closeness asks for a real answer? Because the goal was never endless availability. It was connection, where you can stay whole. The apartment is quiet after a long day, and the lamp is still on beside the couch, even though you are not really doing anything. You are not lonely in some dramatic way. You are just tired of connection that asks you to explain your tone, soften your needs, and act easy to keep. The room feels better because nothing in it needs a version of you. No careful smile, no extra sentence to make your boundary sound nicer. No pretending you are fine with less than you need. Pulling away can make sense when closeness has trained your body to brace. But protection is not the same as peace. Peace is when you can stay in the room, stay in your body, and still be wanted. You are not avoiding love. You are trying not to disappear inside it. The lamp stays on. Your shoulders drop a little. And for once, silence does not have to prove anything. If you pull away from people you still want, comment, "Pull away." No explanation needed. The comment box can just hold one phrase, not the whole backstory, not the name of the person you miss, not the reason you keep leaving conversations you wanted to have. If this named the pattern, you do not have to explain it. The cursor can blink there without demanding a confession, because maybe you were never avoiding closeness. Maybe you are trying to find a kind of closeness where your body does not brace the second someone gets near, where wanting someone does not make you vanish from yourself, where being reached does not feel like being trapped. You are not cold. You are looking for a connection that lets your shoulders stay down. Let the cursor blink. Let the phrase be enough. If this names something you usually keep private, comment, "Pull away." No explanation needed.